Retaliation. Russian Defense Ministry reported on Friday that its troops had struck Ukrainian targets in Donetsk and other places. The Russian army destroyed 2 units of HIMARS rocket system and a large amount of ammunition in Ukraine's Sunny Oblast. Russian troops also intercepted a number of US-made missiles and rockets, shot down multiple Ukrainian drones and sank several unmanned Ukrainian boats. And for more updates, we are joined by Dasha Chernyshyova live from Moscow. Dasha, what is the latest on the fighting underway on various fronts?
Well, certainly the Kursk incursion is in focus for many of the Russian nationals who are following this situation. We understand from the briefing of Russia's Ministry of Defense that they have been repelling the Ukrainian attempts to move deeper in a number of directions in the Kursk region, namely near the villages of Kareneva, near Ruske, Cherkaske, Porechne. Russia has been preventing the Ukrainian military from moving any deeper. We also are hearing that the Russian military have been fighting against the mobile groups of the Ukrainian troops in the forests that are near Alexeysk and Kauchuk. This is all in the Kursk direction. And also, Russian Ministry of Defense says the total number of the Ukrainian losses since the start of this incursion last Tuesday has exceeded 3,000 people already. At the same time, the officials here in Russia, they all stress that they have the information that Ukraine has started the preparation towards the attack against Russia's Kursk nuclear power plant that is located in the Kursk region in the city of Kurchatov. And Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova has urged the international organizations to condemn any such plans by Ukraine, because this is going to lead to a technogen catastrophe of a very large scale. So Russia is now saying that Ukraine has embarked on this preparation and calls on the international community to prevent that from happening.
And do these recent developments in the battlefield take the key adversaries closer or further away from any kind of negotiated peace?
Well, certainly from Russia's point of view, any prospect of ceasefire negotiations has been put on the long hold. That's in the words of Russian Foreign Ministry representatives. We're also hearing from Moscow that one of the goals of this incursion by Ukraine was indeed to improve Ukraine's negotiating positions against the backdrop of the disadvantages and the failures on the battlefields in the Donbas area and elsewhere in the area of Russia's special military operation in Ukraine. And Moscow insists that if Ukraine wanted to improve its positions, it has failed to do so. On top of that, Moscow is saying that it is not withdrawing its troops from the number of directions where Ukraine, according to Moscow, was hoping Moscow would be taking its troops out to defend its Kursk region. So from the Russian perspective, the prospect of finding a negotiated solution, a negotiated settlement, is even further away, given the very fact that Moscow calls this the terrorist activities and says the Ukrainian officials have dared to attack the civilian population of Russia's border regions. Hence, Moscow says there is nothing to talk about with the current Ukrainian authorities.
Dasha, thank you for joining us with those updates.